Um, I hope everyone had a good weekend. Clearly, I didn't have a good weekend or a good week last week. Um, yeah, I will talk about the game for the Fever. That was the first win at home for the season at home in front of 8,702 at RSA Arena on Sunday on morning. They won against the Lightning. Courtney Brewster played against her former club for the first time. She lost against her former club 81-56. And then I went to the new Bayswater train station. It's part of the new metro network for the Ellenbrook line. It's amazing. It's the art design is pretty amazing. They took their time to actually do a good design underneath the train station, and it's really, really nice. There was a lot of people there yesterday, and there was a lot of stuff to give out to the kids and for the families. And it was a pretty amazing day. There was rides, and there was a train there for free for the kids as well. And there was pamphlets and posters, limited edition posters to give out on the day as well. So we had that yesterday. I went to the Waffle W yesterday. The Rogers girls for Peel won yesterday, a smash. Claremont, they got redemption against them last year. Got them again. It was a brilliant game. Our forward line was pretty good, solid. It was both first two quarters were good. The third quarter was sloppy a bit. Claremont came up, and then right at the end we pretty much won. So it was pretty much tight to tight in the third and the fourth quarter. They played the whole quarter out, and they played a really good game. There wasn't much of a crowd for the Rogers girls. I would probably say that 3,000 people there, because I don't support the Rogers as much as the League girls. The League girls need some funding for the Peel Thunder League girls. They've got some injuries. They've just had a couple of girls coming back from injuries for a while. So it's halfway through the season yet still to come for them. So they've got an away game this week and next week, and then they're at home the following week against East Fremantle as well. So that's going to be a battle of the mixers at the moment for Peel, for the girls. For the men, we pretty much clean sweep West Coast at Optus Stadium. Smashed them a lot. It was a brilliant game. I don't know why we played against West Coast. We could have played East Fremantle at Optus Stadium to get redemption. Looks like we could be a bigger threat for Peel this year if we can keep going like this. The score was Score was 55 to Eagles, 123 to Peel Thunder. We kicked 18 goals to 15 behinds. They kicked 7 goals to 13 behinds. That was at Optus Stadium. Claremont won over Subi. That was televised on TV. 11 goals to 12 to 78. 8 goals to 9 to 57 to Subiaco in Claremont. That was a Saturday afternoon game. And so we got the ladder going on. It's Peel are on top. We're 3-1. East Perth 2-1. South Fremantle 2-1. West Perth 2-1. Subian 2-2. Perth 2-1. Swan Districts 1-2. Claremont 1-3. West Coast 1-3 as well. And East Fremantle, last year's premiers, are 1-2. They're bottom of the ladder. And then, so we've got that as well. Then we've got the NRL over the weekend. I'll tell you who won that weekend. So this is that was round 7 for the NRL. So we had Roosters that lost against the Storm on Thursday night. Then my New Zealand Warriors team lost 12-30 in the stadium of Wollongong. As well as that, we had Eels lose to Dolphins in Darwin, 44-16. And then Saturday we had the reigning premiers, Panthers versus West Tigers. Panthers won 22-6. Titans lost by the Eagles 34-30. Broncos won 34-10 against the Raiders. Then Sunday we had Bulldogs versus Knights 36-12 on Sunday. And then we had the Sharks winning over the Cowboys 42-6. And then we had the Rabbitohs with a bye. So round 8, we've got the teams this week is for the Anzac weekend. We've got Thursday, we've got the Warriors playing on Anzac Day against Titans, and that's at New Zealand home ground. That's not going to be televised. And then we've got the Dragons versus Roosters on Channel 9 and KO Sports. We've got 3 games on Anzac Day, so we've got the Storm and Rabbitohs. That's on Channel 9 as well. And then we've got the Manly Eagles versus Eels. That's on 9 on Friday night. Then we've got the Broncos versus West Tigers on KO Sports on Saturday afternoon. Then Saturday night we've got Panthers versus Cowboys. Then we've got Sunday afternoon we've got Dolphins versus Knights. And Raiders versus to the Sharks. Then a bye, it's Bulldogs. So that's round 8 at the moment. Then let's talk about pretty much AFL. So that was round 6 that we just had. So we had Bulldogs beating St Kilda. That was the surprising game. We were expecting St Kilda to win that one. Bulldogs won it by 60 points at Marvel. Adelaide, I don't know what you guys are doing this year. You guys need to get rid of your coach or even some of your players this year. They lost by 3 against the Bombers. And then Collingwood, we know they were going to be a pretty much dark horse this year. Everyone's all expecting that they won't make finals, but they look like they're going to be a contender this year if they're going to play like this. They beat Port. Sorry to hear that, CJ, to hear your team lose against Collingwood by 42 points. And then Carlton won over Giants by 19 points. Brisbane, devastated because this is going back 2022 in the finals. You guys lost against them again by 26 against Geelong. That's now Geelong's undefeated now. They're 6-0. And then let's not even talk about what the Derby. Skip on that. Sydney, congratulations to Grundy for his 200th games for Sydney against a new club that is now transformed from Collingwood to now to Sydney. He gets to play against with his teammate as well, Adam Shalor. They did it with the celebrations together. They beat Gold Coast by 53 points. And then we had North Melbourne and Hawthorn. I watched a little bit of that game. Hawthorn, pretty much, I don't know what the hell happened with North Melbourne at the moment, but Hawthorn are walking over them. I don't know what Clark's doing at the moment with Hawthorn. Hawthorn have picked up their former player, Gunston, back in their squad for their team this year. I don't know how they did that by 45 points. Melbourne and Richmond had a bye this week as well, so this is round 7. Hopefully round 7 can be a better game this week, hopefully. So we've got Wednesday, we've got Richmond versus Melbourne. I want Melbourne to win that one. We've got the Anzac Day game, Bombers versus Collingwood. I want Bombers to win that one as well. So, I want Bombers to win that one. That is on Thursday. Then we got Thursday night footy. We've got Giants versus Brisbane. I kind of want to go Giants on this one because it's their home ground. Port versus Saints. This is going to be a good one. Clearly, Port are building like Fremantle is. I've got some good friends that are good players. They know me very well, so I'm tipping Port to win over the Saints because this is at Adelaide Oval. So CJ, if you're watching this, go Power. We've got North Melbourne and Adelaide. This is going to be pretty much a shit game to watch because there's two teams that are pretty much not doing that great this season. Adelaide and North Melbourne winless this season. Let's see who can win their first game of the season. And Geelong and Carlton, this is going to be a test to see who is the biggest threat this year for the competition this year. Geelong are undefeated, haven't lost a game. Carlton just come off a win last weekend. Carlton have just got a couple of players, I think, injured as well, and might be missing a couple of players out as well. So this could be I think it could be Geelong's favourite to win it. All I got to say is, JL, if you lose this one, you need to be sacked, because if we lose against the Dogs again last year, and there's a big huge fight against Roy Lobb, you need to bloody go. We've had you last 5 seasons since 2020. You said to us that we're going the right way. You keep saying this every week. You're same thing like Adam Simpson, the same thing every week. You need to change it up a bit with the team this week. Peel's got a week off. We need to bring back Vossi back. We need to bring Nathan Adrusso back. We need to bring back the full squad this week. If we can actually come off a 3 losing streak loss this week against the Doggies. We're favourites at the moment this week against the Doggies. Hopefully we can win and we can go back into the 8 against the Doggies. And then Sunday we've got Gold Coast versus Eagles. Eagles just come off a win against us. Cleal want Gold Coast to win over Eagles because clearly Harwick's got a good team this year. They could be possibly locking in Daniel Rioli, a former teammate for Harwick, as well. So that could be possibly a good side this year as well. So I want Gold Coast to win over West Coast. Then after that we've got the last game of this round is Sydney and Hawthorn at the MCG. These two clubs have won last weekend, so this is at the MCG, so this is going to be a tough battle. I know Grundy's played there for a grand final. Adam Shalaw's played there as well. There's a few players that played on that oval. And I just want it to be a good contest between those two clubs. So, yeah. And then we've got the ladder at the moment currently with Geelong on top. Sydney second, Giants third, fourth Carlton, Port fifth, Melbourne sixth, Essendon seventh, eighth Bulldogs, ninth Freo, Collingwood 10th, Gold Coast 11th, Brisbane 12th, St Kilda 13th, West Coast 14th, Adelaide 15th, 16th Richmond, Hawthorn 17th, North Melbourne 18th. And yeah, that's all I got to say. I'll be at the game this weekend against the Dogs. I'm going to probably end up losing my voice again. We need to be the umpires this weekend because of last weekend's game. I heard there was 55,000 at the game last weekend. They said it was going to be sold out crowd. It didn't look like it was sold out. There was plenty of seats left. We need to fill the stadium up this weekend against the Dogs. Roy Lobb, we're going to be bullying you again. What you did to us last year. Don't ever do that to us, Roy Lobb. Yeah, let's go Freo this weekend. Let's turn this around from last week and let's bring this weekend to a better game this weekend. Let's hopefully we can prove JL that we can be a good team this year. And yeah, JL, you need to pick up Liam Baker because if we want to get him locked in, we need to lock him before West Coast do, because they're all saying that Freo can afford him. So JL, yeah, get him players before West Coast do, because we need him better than West Coast do. Yeah, so yeah, we don't want to lose. We don't want to even not make finals again. We want to be in finals again since 2022. Yeah, so, and Wednesday I'll have a special guest on Wednesday. You'll find out on Wednesday who I'll have. You might like her. She's a sports reporter on Channel 9 News. She's helped alongside with Matthew Pavlich and some of the Channel 9 News reporters. So you'll get to see who I'm interviewing on my podcast for my 60th episode. So thank you very much for listening and let's go Freo.